yes, for as we all know, no Ghana had every year, and I say every 4 years, competition, between two particular parties or two major parties. Say, you practice say multi parties, but see, no, acquire bilateral, two pay. But Ghana for a year near penny and bilateral, but in normal sense, a multi, between NDC and then MPP party. Na sisia no confobia from global info analytics no and so for almost the prediction about bonting see ebesha the year 2024 predict government oba bedi on my Ghana so na bibia reach on 7th of December 2024 no na say predictions no nuclear trodo say NDC amanyuko no and afa presidential seat no eno kwada nchen sisi ano say yebesha nyame adoma next year ayeba besimi 2026 on 31st of January and MPP4 ebe toaba anasa ombe toaba penipa oba bedi omonim na nyame adoma on 7th of December 2028 ato ne so aba na chese yehu se nipa we and MPP4 de ne call as you know the next president as nyame adoma no ebetimi aba be the next president for the Republic of Ghana so na NDC for so ebe yo omode but sisia no nsema global info analytics for aircan and as omoche NSA so omko MPP amanyuko nima nipa obetimi aba be the next flag bearer for MPP amanyuko no owo body me boni dia unya daje entie emami so NDC amanyuko nima ebisa for mo de ayehuhu ebisi his excellency ono ana eseba ebisi chairman esebi ketia ono ana eseba Julius Debra chief of staff ono so eneba che NDC there so de akwakoye bebre achese ontiase but global info analytics for so edom prediction about NDC amanyuko nipa or by flag bearer for omo party no and I say amanyuko ni nyame adoma 2066 so and a party ebetimi ewini abato no nyame adoma 2028 and one sem akako ebebre 89% message no make sure so subscribe to Odino TV, like, comment it our comment section more episode so I share our videos to a lot of people say be ebe mu ekoso ewe my Ghana mathe enya no kwa Mr. Ria click on the notification button for more news updates yancha onye ko team rasisia medas.
Let's do this. Why is Asiedu Nketia in all of this, in the mix? I recall when the first poll was out, Asiedu Nketia was then lagging behind, but now you say there's a significant improvement. Tell us about it.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, the first poll that was conducted in April, he was barely around 13%. Subsequent to that, in July, he rose to 27%.
Oh, 27.
So we saw his number doubling from 13 to 26%. So in terms of gain, he was the one that made a huge gain from the previous poll, in addition to Atufosin.
So who's leading on this new list? And are you still keeping the same list? Because in the last list, I think Julius Debra was not on that list, right?
Yes, we were showing the top 5, which at the time he wasn't. Now Debra is on the list. If you look at the list we released last week before we started the tracking poll, you have Haruna Idrisu, you have Atufosin, you have Asiedu Nketia, you have Julius Debra, you have Ablakwa, and all the big guns who we are believing that may have interest, even though some may not in the poll, or we have them there.
So now let's do this. Who's number 1 on the list, and where's Johnson Asiedu Nketia as opposed to the chief of staff? Where do we place all of them now?
The most recent poll, which is the July poll, has Haruna Idrisu on top, followed by Asiedu Nketia, then Atufosin, then Julius Debra, then Ablakwa.
Oh, so there's Atufosin in the mix. Do you have a clear percentage point for all of these individuals, if you can run us through?
Yes, if you look at the poll, Haruna Idrisu on 27% as at the July poll.
Yeah.
Asiedu Nketia on 26%. Atufosin on 22%. Deborah on 11%, Ablakwa on 8%.
So now the top 5 has completely changed. Any reason for which the vice president is no longer featuring on this list now? Because the initial one...
We took the decision to take it out for a number of reasons. We don't want to put that in public, but it's our own decision. If there's confirmation that she's going to contest, we'll bring her back.
And of course, I would want to talk about Ato Forson. Why Ato Forson, and why is he also picking up so fast?
Right, it's quite strange. In fact, if you look at the people who are probably doing very well, they're the ones who have not declared any publicly interest or shown any action in public that they want to contest. So if you see Haruna Idrisu, very, very little from him as far as his ambition is concerned, but people know that he's going to contest because of some of the things he's said in the past. But unfortunately, the surprising one, there's no indication whatsoever that he's going to contest. And also a black one. But they are getting very good numbers so far. And if they haven't declared any intention, they are doing this well. We don't know what will happen if they do declare.
Yeah. Okay. Are you beginning to do permutations already? Say, for instance, in my mind now, I'm looking at possibly Asiedu Nketia against Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Asiedu Nketia against Kennedy Japan. These are at least the leading names in the NPP. Are you beginning to do some of the permutations already? How is it going to be looking like?
Yes, we've set up a criteria for one to qualify to be in the head-to-head. The criteria is that if you are on the MPP circuit, you must at least have 10% point from the public support for us to include you as a head-to-head candidate. And the same thing applies to NDC. When we did that for the NDC, only 4 people qualified: Haruna Idrisu, Julius Deborah, Ato Forson, and Asiedu Nketia. So we ran head-to-head for these 4 candidates against the 2 candidates, which is MPP, Dr. Bawumia, and Kennedy Japan.
Okay.
We have a head-to-head to Haruna and the 2 of the MPP candidates, Ato Forson and 2 of the MPP candidates, Mosquito and the 2 MPP candidates, and Deborah with 2 MPP candidates.
That'll be an interesting one. I'm waiting for that. But let's do the NPP side. You have Ken, you have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Have you run that already?
It's currently ongoing, yes. It's ongoing.
And it's looking like...
No, I don't want to take the cat out of the bag. But it's going to be fascinating weeks ahead.
Wow. So it's coming up in the next few days. Give us a sense, if you're not going to give us figures, of what some of the critical deciding factors for the NPP guys too as well.
Look, I don't want to let anything out, but we are seeing phenomenal and trend that we are observing. The key thing we've seen is that the NDC voters prefer MPP to elect Bawumia, and the MPP voters prefer NDC to elect Mosquito or Haruna Idrisu.
Are they doing that from a good heart, a good place, if I should say, or they want someone who they can easily...
I don't want to answer that.
Or they want someone who they can easily... Because I'm looking at this. Johnson Asiedu Nketia against Kennedy Japan. That will be a wild one, isn't it? Yeah, that will be a very serious one.
I mean, we just have to wait a bit more to see a bit more detail from that. I think it's going to be very fascinating. We've already done the telephone survey of general vote, so we have that idea already. But we're now doing the face-to-face in the field, where we are engaging about 7,500 more voters face-to-face nationwide.
Okay,
and that should be very fascinating stuff.
A sense and outlook before I let you go of the 2028 elections. Swinging right or left, NDC or NPP?
Look, it will take a big mess from the NDC to lose the election.
It will take a big mess?
Yes.
So you're implying that there's a higher chance for the NDC, you're saying?
I mean, there's more than 80% chance for NDC to win the election.
Some would, apologies, some would challenge you on that and say, and just as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has said, no first-time candidate has ever won a presidential elections in this country. That's a fact, isn't it? So if you have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia coming again for the second time, and I'm not assuming that that's the decision the NPP delegates would take, I'm just assuming without admitting, would that not change the dynamics and looking at the trend that we've seen ever since '92?
Bless, I wish you speak to the people in your studio, the young people, your young voters, in the form of a focus group discussion and see whether they hold a kind of belief. We have held some belief in this country that is out of date, outdated, irrelevant in the modern day politics of this country. We have a new brand of voters who have nothing to do with those kind of ideas. So people must be prepared to get a shock of their lives.
Right. So it's not business as usual. Anyway, Musa Dankwa, we're grateful for your time.
At all.
So the young ones will decide.
75% of your voters below 35 years of age.
So it's going to be largely driven by the youth.
Absolutely. If they believe in those theories, fine. But from what I've seen, they don't believe in those things. They look at tangible results. Who can deliver what they want?
Okay, Musa Dankwa, thank you so much for your time this morning. And of course, we'll be waiting for that release. You're coming out with it this week, I believe?
No, that will be first week of October.
First week October. Of course, we'll be on the lookout for that finding. And very interesting dynamics here. But you in the audience will be the ones deciding. We have the power now to say who will become president, not these individuals on the